This is John. My call sign is KK4JJK, and you're listening to the East Coast Reflector. And this is our 37th open mic night. If you'd like to follow along with us, it's pretty cool. You can log on to a website and see who's checked in and see where you are on the list. All you have to do is go to bit.ly/ECRlogs. And then at the bottom of the page, you're going to see a tab for the open mic night. And you can take a look and follow along. You'll have the stats on there. It's a really cool thing to watch while you're in the net. Tonight we have Jason, K4KU, as our ECR host. Mark, KE2EDS. Once again, my name is John, KK4JJK. I'll be taking the first half hour, and then Gil, K4GDS, will take the last 30 minutes. If you want to check in via text, it's really easy. All you got to do is send your call sign to 716-317-9050. Just your call sign, and we'll get you on the list, and we'll get you started up. We already have some people who have checked in via text, and that is KR4BGL, Lawrence in Cary, North Carolina, N0XRG, Ron in Baytown, Texas, and KQ8U, Bob in Ecorse, Michigan. I'm going to call for mobiles and mobile check-ins. If you want to call, or if you want to check into the net, mobiles only, please call your call sign twice and slowly, please. Call sign twice and slowly. We don't have any general check-ins, so we'll go to the text list, and then I'll call for another round of check-ins after that. First up on the list is KR4BGL, Lawrence out in Cary, North Carolina, and the question of the night, Lawrence, we'll start with you, is are you going to travel for Thanksgiving? So KR4BGL, Lawrence, you're up.
Thank you. I can say I don't look at this time. I think that my grandparents will be coming over for Thanksgiving, making their delicious cranberry salad. But yeah, I will say that we are not traveling. And for the
Now we're going to be talking about food all night, and I'm pretty hungry. I didn't have dinner yet, so now the cranberry salad sounds good. Next up on the list is Ron out in Baytown, Texas, N0XRG. Ron, are you traveling for Thanksgiving this year? Baytown, N0XRG. Are you there? Ron, well, you can check back in if you want to. We're going to skip you for now. Go down to Bob out in Ecorse, Michigan, KQ8U. Bob, how about you? Are you traveling this year for Thanksgiving?
Evening, John, and all on the net. As far as I'm going to be traveling, I'm going to be around the block at my girlfriend's house. Everybody have a good night. KQ8U, back to net.
It's traveling if you're walking or Taking the car around the block, it's still traveling. I don't know. But anyway, we had a few more text check-ins while we were on those calls there. I'd like to welcome and acknowledge W2SAL, Sal out in Cheektowaga, New York. AC4BR, Brian out in Monticello, Kentucky. N3LLY, Glenn out in Glenbury, Maryland. And KR4EMM, Vince in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. And before I get to those text check-ins, I'm going to call again once more for general check-ins. Anybody anywhere who wants to check into the open mic night, please come with your call sign now, twice, and slowly, please.
This is KG5EGD Alvin in Houston, Texas. And it's KG5EGD.
Kilo Charlie 1, Whiskey Zulu Papa. Kilo Charlie 1, Whiskey Zulu Papa.
KO4 FRR, KO4 FRR.
Kilo Charlie 1, Yankee Juliet Alpha. Kilo Charlie 1, Yankee Juliet Alpha.
KQ4SRN, Kilo Quebec 4, Sierra Romeo November.
Kilo Quebec 4, Golf Lima Yankee. Kilo Quebec 4, Golf Lima Yankee.
Romeo Golf for a recheck.
We got Ron here. Ron, is that you out in Baytown, Texas, N0XRG? The question of the night is, are you going to travel for Thanksgiving?
Well, yeah, sure it is, and thank you. Sorry about the recheck. I got pulled away. No plans to travel. Fortunately, the family's all really close, but we will definitely get together. But fortunately, we don't have to travel for Thanksgiving. For those that are traveling, wishing you safe travels and the best of everything while you visit family or whatever you do during Thanksgiving. November 0 X-Ray, Romeo Golf. Back to you.
Yeah, great to get you on the list there, and I'm glad you checked back in. I'll tell you what, thankfully the government reopened and those air traffic controllers are getting paid and getting some breaks now on their shifts, because I'll tell you what, it would have been a nightmare next week for people traveling without all those flights getting canceled. Anyway, I'm going to acknowledge the people who checked in on this last go-around. I got KG5EGD Alvin out in Houston, Texas. KC1WZP Charles in Bethel, Maine. I got KO4FRR Joe in Sorrento, Florida. KC1YJA Kathleen in South Dennis, Massachusetts. KQ4SRN Sean in Leesburg, Florida. And KQ4GLY Chris in Parrish, Florida. Go back to the top of the text check-ins. We're going to go to Sal, W2SAL. Sal, how about you? Are you traveling this year for Thanksgiving?
John, given that last definition when you told someone about walking or driving around the corner, I'm going to have to say yes, because that's exactly what I'm doing. I'm going a block away to my sister-in-law's house. With that, I wave a hand down to Sorrento, Florida to Joe, saying hello to him and the rest of the crew out there tonight, including Mark, Jason, John, and Gil. And we'll be on the side. W2SAL clear.
Okay, Sal, yeah, thanks for checking in. And yeah, I'm telling you right now, walking around the block or down the street is traveling, as far as I'm concerned. I got to put my shoes on and leave the house. If I'm leaving the house, I'm traveling somewhere. This is KK4JJK. My name is John. You're listening to the East Coast Reflectors Open Mic Net. And next on the list is Brian out in Monticello, Kentucky, AC4BR. Brian, you're up next.
Well, good evening, everybody on the net. As for the question, not anymore. About the farthest I have to drive is about 10 or 15 minutes away, so a lot nicer. Used to be married into a family that required either a 2 or 4 drive, depending on which place we were meeting at, and that made the holidays a little bit more interesting, but anymore, just my fiance's place is pretty close, and her family's all here too, so that worked out pretty good. Anyway, I'll turn it back to you and let everybody else get in on the question and such. This is AC4BR. Have a good evening.
Thanks for checking in tonight. Appreciate that. Yeah, I'm looking at our extended forecast here out in western New York, and I see snow, and I'm not happy about that on Thanksgiving because I'll tell you what, it's not. I mean, it's only going to be like 2 or 3 inches, but still, it's just not fun traveling. Don't need a 4-wheel drive to get around here, but I understand what you're saying. Next up on the list is Glenn, N3LLY out in Maryland. Glenn, go ahead. You're up.
Well, hello there, John. Hello there, Vicky. The wife and I we're gonna drive across town, and we're gonna head to the daughter's house and have Thanksgiving there. What used to be a 15-minute drive has turned into a 45-minute drive since we lost the Key Bridge. But hey, small price to pay for a free turkey dinner, right? Back to you, John.
Thanks, Glenn. Yeah, you know, it's always, I enjoy hosting Thanksgiving because I don't mind the cooking so much, but I'll tell you what, it's nice just to go to somebody's house and eat, right? Just sit down and eat. You don't got to worry about anything. I mean, you usually bring up pie or something like that, but I don't mind hosting so much. Oh, by the way, if anybody out there listening wants to do what I'm doing, it's really not that hard. You're just talking to people. You can sign up to be a net controller, just like myself and Gil are on this open mic net. All you got to do is go to bit.ly/ECR open mic. So bit.ly/ECR open mic. Sign up, and it really doesn't take much because people do the logging for you, and all you're doing is talking, really. So it's a pretty cool thing to do. Anyway, on the list next is Vince out in Fort Lauderdale, KR4EMM. Vince, are you traveling this year for Thanksgiving?
Good evening, John. Good evening, everybody on the net. And based on your traveling requirements, we're going about 40 minutes to West Palm Beach, cousin's house. We were invited up there for dinner, and bringing a honey baked ham. My cousin's making some turkey, and should be a nice. We have about 12 people, so we are going to drive up. And John, you're doing a good job. Good job, and thank you for doing the net this evening. Everybody have a safe Thanksgiving, and have a great evening. This is KR4EMM. Back to the net.
Vince, thanks for that. Yeah, like I said, all I'm doing is talking here. So all the guys behind the scenes here are doing all the work. Obviously, Dick, the whole East Coast Reflector thing, and then our host here, Mark, KE2EDS, and Jason, K4KU, just making it real easy and seamless. So I appreciate all their help, everybody's help on the backside as well, and Vicky as well. She's helping out. Alvin in Houston, Texas, you are up next, KG5EGD. Alvin, what say you?
Yeah, KG5EGD. Me and my wife are going over to my son's house in Waller, Texas, and we have a big spread, and so we're really going to enjoy ourselves.
Good for you, Alvin. I don't know how far that town is from Houston, but hopefully it's not too far for you. Charles out in Maine, Bethel, Maine, KC1WZP. You're up next.
Good evening, everybody. I'm hoping everybody had a good day. I'm going to be at home if I'm not working. I hope I have it off this year. It's been a while, and it would be nice to just stay home and have some food with my family. That's about it for me. KC1WZP, back to net.
Yeah, thanks. And I'll tell you what, no matter what you do, if you're working on Thanksgiving, appreciate people working on those days, because those holidays, like you go to the 7-Eleven and there's somebody there. You know, it's just really, it's a big sacrifice, but it's a good feeling for people who need to get out to the store. Joe out in Sorrento, Florida, KO4FRR. Joe, you're up.
Well, good evening. This is Joe, KO4FRR. Good job on the net, guys. To answer the question, no. But if I do, it'll probably be like 6 minutes down the road to my aunt's house. This is Joe, KO4FRR. Good job on the net tonight.
Okay, Joe. Thanks for checking in tonight. Appreciate you and all you do here at the ECR. Next up on the list is KC1YJ in Massachusetts, South Bennett, Massachusetts. Kathleen, what's your plans for Thanksgiving? You traveling?
KC1YJA. No, we are staying here. I am hosting and cooking. We got a turkey breast, a big one, mashed potatoes, gravy, vegetables, and just making some Parker House rolls, and we're just hunkering down here. My in-laws are about 5 minutes away. So, well, but I traveled on Thanksgiving before, and I never, ever want to do it again. And good luck and safe travel to anyone that did. KC1YJA, back to net.
Thanks. I mean, I'm telling you, you guys are all making me hungry. Mashed potatoes and gravy. Anyway, you know what? I'll grab a bite once Gil takes over. So that won't be too long, about 10 minutes away. This is John KK4JJK, and next up on the list is Sean out in Leesburg, Florida, KQ4SRN. Sean, are you traveling for Thanksgiving?
This is KQ4SRN. No, not this year. We moved to Florida a couple years ago to get away from the family, so we're going to stay in this year and do it, the right way. You're doing a great job, by the way, John. Appreciate you and everyone on the back end there. Doing a great job. KQ4SRN, back to net.
Ron, thanks for checking in tonight. Appreciate that. KQ4GLY, Chris out in Parrish, Florida. You're up next.
Good evening, John and everyone on the net. I'll be traveling down to Sarasota to a local Amish restaurant for Thanksgiving dinner. Back to you, KQ4GLY.
That's pretty cool, down to the Amish. Is that anything like Christmas Story where they go to the Chinese restaurant for Christmas time? Anyway, we got some more text check-ins here while we were talking to the other stations. We got KW4SOG, Mike in Huntsville, Alabama. We got Jason, K4KU, he's out in Atlanta. and N5RTC, Terry out in Austin, Texas. Before we get to those text check-ins, let's make a call-up. Anybody who wants to check into the open mic net, please call now with your call sign twice and slowly, please. Heard we'll check back in after we get these text check-ins. So, Mike in Huntsville, KW4SOG, question of the night. Are you traveling for Thanksgiving this year?
Even John, everybody else on the net, hope everybody's doing well. I won't be traveling. My son's active duty Coast Guard out of Clearwater, Florida, and my daughter lives in Pensacola. And they're hauling all of my grandkids up here to see me because it's my 70th birthday this year. So looking forward to having them all up here and them doing all the cooking and all the work. I hope everybody has a great Thanksgiving. KW4SOG, back to net.
All right, that sounds like a plan, and happy early birthday to you. Mike out there. All right, Jason, K4KU, you are helping out here tonight, and looks like you want to answer the question, so go ahead.
Yeah, good evening, John, and everybody else on the open mic net tonight. Net's having really good. I got stuck last week in all the travel madness with air traffic control. I had to spend the night in an airport in San Antonio, Texas. So I am not really traveling for Thanksgiving, staying home with some friends this year, and going to try to enjoy just being at home. Anyway, have a great night, everyone. This is K4KU, back to net.
Would be real next week if we did not have the government back open and those flights getting back on schedule like they were supposed to be, because you felt it firsthand. It was rough. By the way, tomorrow morning there is a 20-meter net here on the East Coast, not on the East Coast Reflector, on 20 meters at 14.317. On HF. So if you guys want to participate in the 20-meter net tomorrow morning at 10, feel free, 14.317. And we come to the bottom of the list, Terry out in Austin, Texas, N5RTC. Terry, what are you doing for Thanksgiving? Are you traveling?
Hi, John, and hi to Mark, Jason, and Gil, who I'll probably see a little later this evening. You're doing a great job. Thank you for being net control. The short answer to the question is no. Everybody's coming to see us this year. N5 RTC, back to net control.
Yeah, well, we're doing the same thing. We are hosting here at the house. We are cooking the usual stuff and have my 4 children over, and we invited some people from work who are relatively new employees who don't have families. They moved, they relocated here to Buffalo, so they don't have any family. So we invited a couple of those people with their spouses over, and so they can enjoy the holiday and not be alone. So that's what we're doing. And with that, I'm going to open up for general check-ins again for the open mic net. This is John, KK4JJK. And if you want to check into the net tonight, please come now with your call sign twice and slowly, please.
N2BH. N6QDY, N6QDY.
Kilo, Quebec 4, November Papa Alpha.
Golf Papa. Double on that. So the station ending in Papa, could you come back with your full call, please?
Kilo, Quebec 4, November Papa Alpha, KQ4 NPA.
November 7, Foxtrot Golf Papa. Okay, I think we got it this time. I think there were two stations there. If I don't call your name, please call after this. But I'd like to welcome and acknowledge to the net and 2BH, Bill out in Palmyra, New York, N6QDY, David out in Sacramento, California, KQ4 NPA, Byron out in Huntsville, Alabama, and N7FGP, Scott in Houston, Texas. Was there anybody I missed? Please come now. Okay, we'll go to Bill out in Palmyra and 2BH. Bill, thanks for checking in this evening. How you doing? And are you traveling for Thanksgiving?
Good evening, John. Sounding good. Doing a good job. Doing pretty good here, and only have to drive 2 towns over. Going to my son's Thanksgiving, and not too bad at all. And 2BH.
All right, Bill. Sounds good. Safe travels. And David in Sacramento and 6QDY, you're up next.
Hello, John. Good job on the net. Hello, everybody on the net and everybody in the Zoom control room, N6QDY. And to answer the question, yes, we'll be traveling. Back to you. Have a great evening. Keep up the good work. N6QDY.
David, thank you. And just a reminder, if you want to text your check-in, text your call sign, it's very easy. Just send a message to 716-317-9050, and we will get you on the list. And we'll take one more before I hand it over to Gil, and that's KQ4NPA, Byron in Huntsville, Alabama. Byron, are you traveling this year for Thanksgiving?
Hey, good evening, John, and to everyone on the net. We are not traveling. We have quite a bit of family in the area, so we're hosting and expecting a house full of company for Thanksgiving. Really looking forward to it. Hope everyone has a good one. KQ4NPA, back to net.
Very good, Byron. Thanks. Thanks for that. And it's just a great thing to have family over, right, in the house. So that's it for me for the first half hour. Gil, K4GDS is up next. And I'm going to say 73 to everybody, and hope you enjoy the rest of the Open Mic Net here on the East Coast Reflector. It's been my pleasure. Thanks for everybody who checked in tonight, and then I'm going to hand this over now to Gil, KD4GS from KK4JJK.
Thank you, John, and appreciate you taking the first half hour here. But before you go too far, let's get your answer. You're going to be traveling for Thanksgiving.
Thanks, Gil. No, we're going to stay put here. And that's a good thing because, again, I mentioned it looks like snow, but not a lot, but you never know. In Buffalo here with the lake effect, man, that lake effect machine gets kicked up and you never know what's going to happen, but hopefully it won't be too bad because everybody's going to freak out and buy all the bread and milk and butter out of the stores. More than they would on normal Thanksgiving. But no, we're staying home. We're hosting my daughters and a couple of people from our work. But thanks, Gil, and I'm going to send it back to you.
Okay, John, have a great time with that. And let me go ahead and get to Scott in Houston, Texas, N7FGP. He's been waiting a few minutes. Scott, will you be traveling for Thanksgiving?
Well, good evening, Gil, and the rest of the net. This is Scott, no longer in Houston. I'm in Jamestown, New York now. No, we're staying here at home, our new home in New York. So we'll be doing that. And anyhow, thanks for doing the net in 7FGP.
Okay, Scott, we got you down for a no, and guess you decided Houston was too warm. John was talking about snow up north, and I looked at our weather. We're looking at 78 degrees and a chance of rain next Thursday here in Florida. I've had a couple of text check-ins, so let me acknowledge those, and then we'll call for some general check-ins. We had KM7CNA, Darren out of Portland, Oregon. It looks like you're new to the system. And one of our hosts here, KE2EDS, Mark out of Elma, New York. Are there any other general check-ins? Twice and slowly, please.
KJ5, MLZ, Kilo Juliet 5, Mike Lima Zulu.
W4 PPX, Whiskey 4, Papa X-ray.
Whiskey 3, Bravo Radio Lima. Whiskey 3, Bravo Radio Lima.
Okay, let me hold it up there. And from the bottom up, we had W3BRL, Randy out of New Kensington, Pennsylvania. Via the text line, we had W2RBC, Randy, one of our own, from West Seneca, New York. W4PPX, Don out of Hollywood, Florida. KJ5MLZ, Ezra out of Belle Chase, Louisiana. At the top, the others I acknowledged. Okay, so let's go up to the top list. This is KM7CNA, Darren out of Portland, Oregon. Looks like you're new to the system, and we'll send you out a welcome letter if you have a good email on QRZ. But are you going to be traveling for Thanksgiving?
Thank you, John, and the rest of the group. Not only new to open mic, but I'm new to ham radio. Just got my license right before the government shutdown, so good to be here, good to be learning about the hobby, but I'm not new to Thanksgiving, and we'll be hosting again this year, welcoming friends and coworkers from a nonprofit that we work for. We help feed homeless pets here in Portland, Oregon, so we are not traveling, we're just hosting. Back to the net. Thank you, gentlemen.
Okay, we got you down for a no. Next on the list is one of the guys that does all the work to make Open Mic Night happen. That's Mark, KE2EDS. Mark, are you going to be traveling for Thanksgiving?
Oh, good evening, John. Good evening, Jason. Glad to have you back. Anyways, as far as traveling for Thanksgiving, we'll be going over towards Sal's house at Chicta, Vegas. Not far, but not in Elma. Have a great evening. Enjoying the net here, guys. KE2EDS.
Okay, Mark, thanks for all you do, and we got you down for a yes. Next on the list is Ezra, KJ5MLZ. Will you be traveling for Thanksgiving?
KJ5 KJ5MLZ. No, we're not going to do any traveling for Thanksgiving. We're going to go to my mom's house, probably 35 minutes away. And her and my wife is going to do some cooking. But, yeah, the answer to the question is no. Back to you, Net Control, KJ5MLZ.
Thank you, Ezra. We'll put you down for no. Next on the list is Don out of Hollywood, W4PPX. Don, are you traveling for Thanksgiving?
This is W4PPX. Good evening, everybody on the open mic net. You guys are doing a good job. No, I'm not going to travel very far, probably just to a local restaurant someplace down here that I can get something to eat. 7-3, hope everybody has a nice holiday. W4PPX, back to Net Control.
Well, Don, I hope you find a good restaurant there and a good meal. Certainly some good restaurants down there to choose from. Before I call on the next one, I want to point out we have a Zoom room running during our nets. We mute during the net, but everyone is welcome to drop in and see that Zoom room, and then we typically have an after chat, if you will. We stay on here another 15, 20 minutes, sometimes a little bit more. But if you haven't been on there, try it out sometime, because the next guy, anytime he's in that room, I learn something. And that's Randy, W2RBC. Randy, are you traveling for Thanksgiving?
Good evening, Jill, Mark, Jason, and everyone on the open mic net. No, I plan on staying home for Thanksgiving. I like to make dinner and then enjoy the leftovers for the next day. Back to Net Control, 73 to all, W2RBC.
Okay, Randy, we got you down for a no, and leftovers are the best part of Thanksgiving sometimes. Next on the list, the last one on this round is Brady from New Kensington, Pennsylvania, W3BRL. Are you traveling for Thanksgiving?
Good evening, everyone on the net there. The answer to your question there is no, unless you consider traveling more than about 20 miles, like 10 miles there. No traveling for us for this Thanksgiving there. W3BRL, back to net.
I think early on in his net, John established the standard that walking around the corner was traveling. So, well, we put you down for no, and that brings us to the bottom of the list. Text check-ins, don't know, I really need to tell everyone because it seems like we have more of them than regular check-ins, but text check-in line is at 716-317-9050. Text your call sign, only your call sign, and we'll get you on the list as soon as possible. This is K4GDS, but let's go with some radio check-ins now, twice and slowly, please.
N1CBM.
Net Control, KF8 EYE, Kilo, Foxtrot 8, Echo, Yankee, Echo.
VK3AWA.
Okay, we can hold it up there. Acknowledging these check-ins first via the text line, we had KE8VKY, Vicky herself. Then N1CBM, Carlos out of Florida. KF8EYE, Caleb out of Grafton, West Virginia. And my friend from down under, VK3AWA, Daryl out of Paradise Beach, Australia. So up to the top of this list is Vicky. KE8VKY. Vicky, are you traveling for Thanksgiving?
Good evening. No, I learned a long time ago the best holiday is a holiday where you stay home with your family and not chase the rest of your family. See them the rest of the year. You guys are doing great. K8VKY.
Thank you, and I tend to agree with you. The wife wants to stay home with the two dogs. It's just going to be the four of us, and just have a relaxing day. So that's what we'll be doing. Carlos, N1 CBM out of Hollywood, Florida. Will you be traveling for Thanksgiving?
Hello, Gil. John, great job. And Jason in the background right there. I'm going to put my dime for the no. It's kind of hectic to fly and move around on holidays, especially this one. And that's coming from me, which is a pilot, who I'm a pilot, you know that. So I will be staying home. We have a family reunion like 10 miles away, short drive. And we do the turkey and everything else for that night. So we're looking forward to that. N1 CBM, back to you, Gil. Thanks for taking my call.
In your profession, I can certainly understand why you wouldn't want to travel for Thanksgiving. But appreciate it. We got you down for a no. Next on this list is KF8EYE, Caleb out of Grafton, West Virginia. Will you be traveling for Thanksgiving?
Good evening, Net Control. I didn't catch a call sign or the name. My name's Caleb here in Grafton. Call sign is KF8EYE. And thank you for running the net tonight. I really appreciate it. You're doing a great job. I'm on Echo Link and with my PC. Hopefully my audio sounds good going into the system. And no, I won't really be traveling for Thanksgiving. We usually, I guess you could say we travel. We go about 30 minutes, probably about 15 minutes away to our other families. And we all get together. So you could count it as traveling, I guess. Not really, though. Not out of state or anything. Just about 15 minutes away. So thankful for that we don't have to go far. But hope everyone has a great evening. And I'm good on the QRZ. I'd encourage everyone to change their information as it changes. And 7-3 to everyone listening. This is Caleb, KF8EYE.
Okay, Caleb, we got you down for a no, and thank you for two reminders. One, to throw my call sign out, K4GDS, and secondly, I need to go update my address now that the FCC is open again, so appreciate that reminder. Next question, next person, this is a little unfair to ask this question of you because I don't think it necessarily applies, but Daryl from Paradise Beach, Australia, what's your plans for our holiday?
Good evening, Gil, and those in the background, those listening. You're correct. We don't celebrate it. I'm embarrassed to say I don't even know what it represents. So I guess the answer is no. Great job, Gil and John, and thanks for running the net. Back to you, Gil.
Well, Daryl, drop in the Zoom room at 9 o'clock and we'll explain it to you. It's how to be interesting. So that brings us to the bottom of the list, so we can go for more check-ins again. Text line is 716-317-9050. Call sign twice and slowly for radio check-ins now.
Kilo Foxtrot 8, Echo Bravo Victor. Kilo Foxtrot 8, Echo Bravo Victor.
JPQ, WB2JPQ.
Okay, well, we had two check-ins there. Bottom up, WB2JPQ, the Godfather himself, Dick, who I guess got out of bed to talk to us, and KF8EBV, Michael out of Farmington Hills, Michigan. Michael, you're the top, so what are your travel plans for Thanksgiving?
Well, every Thanksgiving we drive down to my parents' house. I live in Michigan. They live in South Carolina, so it's about a 650-mile drive, so I'm making up for the rest of you that aren't traveling for that. Back to you, KF8EBV.
Okay, Michael, we got you down for a 650-mile yes.
That brings us to Dick. Dick, what are your plans for Thanksgiving?
Good evening, Gil. Good evening, everyone. I'm traveling to my son's, probably about 8 miles away, so not very far. So we're enjoying Thanksgiving with my son. Good job, everybody. This is WB2JPQ.
Okay, Dick, we've got you down for a yes, and thanks for checking in with us. That brings us to the bottom of the list. Let me throw a couple reminders out there. Tomorrow morning is a 20-meter net on 14.317. And then Friday evening is Youth Net right here, the East Coast Reflector at 8 p.m. And Saturday morning is the 40-meter net at 7.234, I think. Double check that, check the website, make sure I didn't get that wrong. I believe that's at 10 a.m. So come out and enjoy those nets. And then, of course, Saturday night at 11 p.m. is our net. So brings us down the bottom of the list again. Let's try some general check-ins twice and slowly, please. Okay, nobody wants to talk about in and outs. They want to check in and out, and just let us down twice and slowly.
JQ4BPZ in and out.
November 2, Golf Lima Sierra. November 2, Golf Lima Sierra. In and out.
Okay, let me acknowledge KQ4BPZ, Ralph out of Miami, Florida, and N2GLS, Gary out of Henrietta, New York, both in and out. Are there any other in and outs? Before we close that down earlier, is there anyone else who wants to answer the question?
Whiskey Bravo 8, Oscar Delta Foxtrot, WB8ODF.
Okay, let me acknowledge Dave, WB8ODF, out of Ypsilanti, Michigan. And Dave, do you have travel plans for Thanksgiving?
Well, I'm sure I'm going to travel between the shack here and where I'm cooking a turkey, but other than that, I don't really know. Haven't made solid plans yet. Had a few offers. I got to figure out which one I can pick without insulting the others. Thanks for doing the net. WB8ODF.
Well, before you check, you probably should get them to submit their menus for consideration and then make the best choice from there. But let's do a last call here. Looks like we're going to wrap up a little bit early, but last call. Any last-minute check-ins?
Kilo Echo 4, Mike Sierra Mike. Kilo Echo 4, Mike Sierra Mike. N2ZVN, N2ZVN.
The KE4 station, can you come back one more time with that call sign, please?
Kilo Echo 4, Mike Sierra Mike. Kilo Echo 4,
Mike, Sierra, Mike.
Okay, thank you. We got that now. So that was KE4MSN Waj out of Winter Springs, Florida, and N2ZVN Allen out of Kendall, New York. So let's go up to Waj out of Winter Springs, KE4MSN. Do you have travel plans for Thanksgiving?
No, I do not. The wife and I will be staying home, and she's in the process of getting things together and preparing things at home, and we'll just be staying home and just enjoying each other's company. So with that, KE4MSM, back to net control.
Okay, we got you down for a no, which I think is winning tonight. And last on this list is N2ZVN Allen out of Kendall, New York. Do you have travel plans for Thanksgiving?
Well, good evening, everyone on that. No travel plans this year. Just wife, myself, and 2 daughters. Maybe my son will stop by, but it'll just be a quiet family gathering at home. Everyone have a happy Thanksgiving if we don't talk before then. N2ZVN, back to net.
Okay, Alan, we've got you down for a no. I think we're going to go ahead and wrap this early. Nothing says we have to run till 9 o'clock. Appreciate everyone that checked in with us tonight. On behalf of my CoNet controller, John, KK4JJK, our host and loggers, Mark, KE2EDS, and Jason, K4KU, just want to thank everyone for participating. Hope you have a wonderful night, and if you don't, although I hope you check back in with us within a week, have a happy Thanksgiving. This is K4GDS, turning the East Coast Reflector over to normal use.